Hey everybody, some big news broke recently. People magazine says Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn break up after 6 years together. You guys know what it is. This channel is all about the news, the drama, catching those stories before they move too fast and get out of hand. For the Swifties out there, I am like way too late to the story, but as someone who is not a Swiftie but is interested in the story, I think this is a fun thing to talk about. Now, before I start talking about any of this, I have nothing to criticize or anything bad to say about Taylor Swift or Joe Alwyn. This is not about them because I don't even know them. I don't know those people. The actual breakup could have gone a million different ways in real life, but we only know the part that is made public for us to consume. So as you're watching this, know that I do not mean any hate. I have no malintent towards any of the people in this story. I am purely looking at it from my perspective, and I am not doing it in a way that is meant to hate on or insult anybody. But as many people know, Taylor Swift has a pretty big fandom, the Swifties. They are known for being very diehard Taylor Swift fans, picking apart the lyrics, looking into the analysis of everything she's saying, all of these complex riddles and puzzles that tell you different things about her life. So when people found out that this 6-year relationship is allegedly over and they are very big Taylor Swift fans, there was a lot of panic and sadness and rumors that started out of it. But when relationship rumors and stories come out about celebrities, how far is too far when it comes to their audience? That is what we are going to be talking about today. Now, there's a bunch of different parts of this story. I'm going to try to get through all of it. I'm not going to be able to cover all the facts. So if there's something I said that you think was wrong or you want to note, you can leave a comment down below. But I did a little bit of research on this, okay, Swifties? So you can tell me if I'm right or not. But let's look through a complete timeline of this relationship and see what we can learn in a very short amount of time. Now, they met in 2016, probably at the Met Gala. And as I scrolled, I kind of realized that, you know, the next date we went from May to October. So we passed like 5 months. And the next thing we see about them is that they both went to the same Kings of Leon concert. And I kind of keep scrolling because there's a lot of stuff about like just little things. You know, there's these reports emerging that they're dating, paparazzi catches them here. But something that happened that I noticed a lot while I read through this timeline, that there's this very specific theme among Taylor and Joe, especially Joe, that it seems like they want things to be very private. They liked their relationship to be private. Joe saying, I think our relationship has been successfully very private. I would rather talk about work than my personal life. In November of 2018, he says again and reiterates that he'd like to keep his private life private. Someone's private life is, by definition, private. No one's obliged to share their personal life. Again, in December of 2018, it seemed like when Esquire asked him about Taylor Swift that he also wanted to stay very private about it. There's a very clear line as to what somebody should share or feel like they have to share and what they don't, what they shouldn't have to. And then August 2019, Taylor Swift releases this album, Lover. People start dissecting the lyrics. And she even said during a press run with this album that I've learned that if I do speak up on my relationship, people think it's up for discussion, and our relationship isn't up for discussion. That's where the boundary is, and that's where my life has become manageable. I really want to keep it feeling manageable. So there's a lot more dates over the years that are them attending events together, celebrating birthdays, being at award shows. And as you can see, Elle.com really just has the entire archive stocked up. So then these reports come out. ET says they break up after 6 years of dating. GMA is confirming that they reportedly broke up. And this is where the story kind of like begins, because the breakup rumors start and the fans kind of go a little bit crazy with it. Now, I'm not saying all Swifties are crazy. I'm not saying people are digging too into the life. Give me a second to speak, okay? Let me breathe for a little bit. Here's the first one I want to show everybody. Why I think Taylor and Joe are really happy together and the rumors are just rumors. And a lot of these rumors for why Taylor would end this relationship with her boyfriend, even though we don't know if she's the one that ended it or whether or not they were happy or not happy, or if it was a long time coming, or if it happened in like a couple days and it all moved really fast. A lot of the rumors are like lyrics and things she said in interviews and cryptic messages that the fans are digging out of some of these songs. The reason that Taylor and Joe aren't breaking up is because she wrote a lyric that said, a romance isn't dead if you just keep it yours. She also said, she found myself running a home to your sweet nothings. All you ever wanted from me was nothing. Now, a lot of these are on like more recent songs, like Lavender Haze. I'm pretty sure that's a newer Taylor Swift song. And so as evidence, for me at least, I think that lyrics are a little bit of a stretch. You know, music is a creative expression. It is making art. It's talking about things that happened in your life in the past, in the present, or maybe even in the future. Art is subjective. It is abstract. It can mean a million different things. It's Taylor's job to write these lyrics. And even though fans would like to believe that Taylor is sending them cryptic messages, it's hard to understand how these like cryptic ass messages in lyrics could be Taylor wanting her fans to know secret things about her life, even though her fan base is like the biggest in the world and secrets like this would break out immediately. But you never know. There's a lot of like concept music out there. There's a lot of people that have made music that has cryptic lyrics or secrets hidden in the lyrics for fans to understand and uncover. I personally just think that because Taylor and Joe are so specific about how they want to keep their relationship private, and they've been so obvious that they want to keep it private over the past few years, it doesn't really add up to me why the first person Taylor would go to tell is her millions of fans who are gonna, you know, crack the code as to whether or not this breakup is really happening. Something else in this thread that I read is if they broke up a few weeks ago, that's in between the tour, and we would have seen her being sad during the shows. But instead, she's been happier than ever, singing songs like Invisible String, Lavender Haze, yada, yada, yada. These are pictures of Taylor, and she looks so happy, you know? That means there's no way that she could have broken up with her boyfriend. And there's a couple things with this tweet that make me think about this situation. One of them is that Taylor Swift is a professional performer. This is her career. This is what she's been doing for a decade. And she's been in front of the media and acting and doing music for a very long time. And it's kind of a lot for me to be like, oh, there's no way she could have had a breakup because then she would be sad on stage. But she's performing in front of tens of thousands of people in these stadiums. And the other part of it is we can't really assume that breakup equals sad. Breakup could equal happy. Breakup could be a long time coming. The breakup could have been very different for them than the public might expect it to be, which is this like messy, like really sad breakup after 6 years with these two people who loved each other so much. In reality, we've really only seen them talk about each other in small interviews and maybe some lyrics about him, but they are very serious about staying private, as we know, because I just read a lot of those interviews earlier. And for me, it's a bit of a stretch to think that Taylor and even Joe would really want the fans to know all of this, even though they are being so private about it. Again, the breakup does not exactly mean heartbroken. It doesn't exactly mean Taylor's life is ripped apart. It just means a breakup. And we don't know these people in real life. We're very far from what we know about their actual lives, what Taylor thinks about her fandom, about her relationship, about all of the music stuff. I think it's really easy for fans to grow up and become so attached to a singer like Taylor Swift because she does include a lot of personal details and talks a lot about herself in her music, and that's why she's so successful. So when you make a career off of, you know, turning your feelings and your experiences into art, and people are consuming that art and they are invested in that, they are also going to be invested in more of your life. You know, they're already getting enough from the music and they feel connected to Taylor already through that, so they feel like it's okay for them to do the same thing with her personal life. And again, I have to make the disclaimer that that's not inherently a negative thing. Taylor didn't do anything to cause this fan base to be as intense and intimate as it is. You really can't blame one person for how someone can become a figure like Taylor Swift, but once you have that audience, it's really hard to figure out how to keep things to yourself when people have this expectation that it should be shared with them. And of course, people will say stuff like, look how happy Taylor is singing Lover. That whole album is about a relationship. How could she be happy singing that song if she just had a breakup? It's impossible. It's just impossible. And if she had a breakup with her boyfriend of 6 years, is this how she'd be singing a breakup song? Well, the answer to that question is we don't know, because we don't know Taylor. We don't know what she's feeling. We don't know how this relationship has been going. This breakup could have happened 6 months ago, and they could have just been telling the public now because, you know, Taylor is finally ready to move forward with it. People are saying stuff like, how can a 6-year relationship end just like that? Taylor and Joe were so in love and were each other's person. I don't get it. They were endgame. I really don't understand. Everything between Taylor and Joe is going on so perfectly. He even was there at Taylor's birthday party in December. How can there be anything wrong with their relationship? I just can't see how they can break up. She looked so madly in love on the tour too. And we have to remind ourselves that these are adult people, and a lot of Taylor Swift fans are younger or haven't really had the experience of adult relationships. And I don't mean that in a negative way. There are just a lot of Taylor Swift fans who haven't exactly come to that point in their life yet. And so to them, it's hard to believe that someone who seems like they're living the perfect life and has to have the happiest relationship, it's hard to believe how something like that can end. But if you've been in a lot of relationships and understand dynamics that can happen between them, it's not hard to understand that two people who are in their 30s would want to end a relationship and how they could possibly still be happy after that. There are plenty of people who go through relationships that are 4, 5, 6 years, and they come out of it knowing that this is the best decision for them. After being in this thing for so long that they're used to, they feel happy now that they've come out of it and that weight is lifted off their shoulders. It doesn't always need to mean that the relationship was horrible and that they weren't in love and that it was all like bad. But it could also mean that they just, were living their lives and realized that they weren't the right person for each other at the time. And that doesn't need to be this world-ending, horrible news that everyone needs to hear. As long as these people are safe and they're healthy, there's nothing that fans of them need to worry about when it comes to their private life. It makes sense to feel that connected to an artist, especially when you have so many other people around the world who relate to you in that feeling. When you have all these friends and connections with people who are all Taylor Swift fans, it's really easy to see how that echo chamber can really affect them, how it can feel like something bad is happening to them, even though it's happening in a relationship that we really virtually know nothing about. And yeah, you can believe that lyrics mean certain things, but at the end of the day, art is so up to interpretation that anything could be derived from it. Taylor makes pop music for millions of people. The lyrics are meant to relate to people and make them feel like they can connect to her life because they're things that everybody goes through. Love and heartbreak and misery and drama. This is all stuff that is in everybody's lives. And seems like they want to keep it private for the most part. Because if they didn't, I feel like it'd be a little more obvious to everybody. I mean, we saw a big tweet right here that got 1.3 million views saying you are schizophrenic, to a Twitter user that says, at 48 seconds in the Lavender Haze music video, Taylor Swift strikes a match. She burnt it all on 4/8, meaning April 8th. It's 48 seconds into the video. The match is there. Easter egg because it happened on Easter. She gave us an Easter egg for the date of her own breakup. There's this tweet that has been going around a lot saying Taylor's pain is not your content, and it's coming from a Taylor Swift fan who's talking about the breakup pretty often. So, some people are making fun of them saying you literally just made her pain your content. And I mean, there are countless rumors, the boyfriend, he posted this fire on his Instagram story on April 8th, 2 years ago. Taylor said it was the night things changed. So maybe she saw her breakup coming 2 years in advance and decided to give the fans a little bit of a treat. Also, this Love Taylor's version is 4 minutes and 8 seconds long. April 8th is National Catch and Release Day for all you fishers out there. And April 8th is also Black Saturday, which is the Saturday before Easter. So of course, for a lot of Swifties, this is like clear-cut news that the breakup happened for sure. She was telling us all along. For 2 years, she knew. And if she really did know for 2 years and was planning that far ahead, don't you think that would make sense as to why she doesn't seem sad while she's singing the songs on stage? Because maybe it happened a while ago. And just to say it again, whenever I'm dealing with fan bases that, kind of concern me in terms of how they react to people telling them that, they aren't right about these rumors, I try to be as fair as I can to those people. The person who helped me research and learn about this story is a Swiftie herself.
They're once again distracting us from all of Taylor Swift's success on this tour specifically by once again reducing her to her relationship status.
Now, I don't know who they're talking about when we say they are doing this. They are trying to distract us from Taylor's success. I don't know who she means exactly. I think she means like the music industry as a whole. Personally, when I first heard this part of the video, I thought, doesn't it seem like the Swifties are the ones that are making the fuss about the relationship, and a source close to Taylor and Joe is the one who, confirmed it? So it seems like it wasn't like a music industry thing to distract from Taylor's success. It seems like it was more a result of her fan base.
Her tour is now the most attended concert in history. Think about how much effort that takes. And yet the best they can do in the middle of her huge tour is talk about her relationship. It's a distraction. They don't want to see women win. Boom.
So that one honestly is pretty confusing to me. It seems like a deflection of the Taylor Swift fans caring a lot about her relationship and kind of putting that blame onto entertainment media. But it seems like the people that are talking about it the most are the fans rather than talking about her successes. Of course, drama is going to be the first thing that comes up with any of these artists. It's not really a very interesting story to be like, oh, the drama today is that Taylor Swift sold a bunch more tickets to a stadium show. That's not like exciting for people to talk about. Of course, breakup news is more exciting, but these are the fans of Taylor Swift talking about this. You know, that's who has made it become such a big thing. And if it wasn't the fans, then I don't think so many fans would care so much about it as much as they care about her actual career and her happiness. I just learned about the Gaylor thing this morning, the people who believe that she's in this secret like gay relationship with Karlie Kloss. And there's like a whole part of that fan base that is happy about the breakup because it's like, oh, now she can finally be in the gay romance that we thought she was in. And then we have a lot of TikToks like this one that people are upset about.
The album, the music she's going to give us.
People are really upset about videos like that. People who are making fun of the situation, saying that Taylor is going to make great music because she's having a breakup. That's like a common joke that would happen back in the day. And of course, I think stuff like this is wrong too. Don't overstep into the boundaries of an artist, but at the same time, don't celebrate when they have life events happen to them that are out of your control.
Was Taylor burning down the Lever House at the Eras Tour her way of telling us that her and Joe split?
No, it's not. This is like something that a lot of VFX artists, a lot of live music professionals have to put together. And I don't know if Taylor puts the cryptic messaging and tells the VFX artist to start working on some story she can put together with the burning house. Personally, for me, it is just hard to believe. I wish there was more that could like lead me down a cool rabbit hole of seeing if some of this really is cryptic. But so far, I have just seen nothing that actually makes me feel like they might be right about the fact that this is all like planned. So here's what I think, without any offense. Again, I don't think Taylor or anyone in particular did anything wrong in this scenario. I just think the fan base as a whole took it too far. Maybe they broke up and it went horribly. Maybe it happened over the span of a long time and it was a really easy breakup. We don't know, and we also don't deserve to know. Now more than ever, it seems like artists have fan bases that are so unhealthily connected to their personal lives despite not really knowing anything that goes on in a day-to-day life for Taylor Swift. Yes, she's a songwriter that puts parts of her life into her music and shares it with other people so she can connect with people who feel the same way or like the way her music sounds. And giving her fans that insight into her life is a reason why they feel so connected to her in the first place. It's a reason why they care this much about something like a 6-year relationship ending. But I do think just because she does get intimate about personal life experiences in her songs, it does not give fans the right to overstep in her life and assume things about her that she obviously hasn't said or meant to say. It seems like fan bases are obsessed with, more than ever, having artists and icons and celebrities in their lives that they look up to so much that they start to think that these artists are putting messages in their music and are saying stuff on stage that alludes to personal things going on in their life. Taylor Swift is the biggest musical artist in the world. I don't know if she has time to do a scavenger hunt with a bunch of her fans over a relationship that she was probably not very happy about ending, especially because she knew it would bring on this onslaught of people who are talking about it, even though this is really the business of two adult human beings who have not welcomed any of you into their lives. And so I think the best thing you can do in that case is just respect that person who has given you so much over your life. Taylor has given so much music to the world. She's brought so much happiness to all of these people around her. And I think she at least deserves to have the privacy of something that is so personal to her. Taylor's real life is so far removed from what you see on stage, from what you see in the songs, And it doesn't seem like she's the kind of person who wants to just casually tell 80,000 people in a stadium that she is going through a breakup with her boyfriend that she never talks about. Of course, it's a little bit unrealistic of me to ask people not to care about the life of one of the biggest celebrities in the world. I know that's a lot to ask. But at the very least, for someone as important to some of these people as Taylor Swift is, I think it's important to give her the respect that she has given you as the listener to her music. A lot of Taylor Swift's persona, a lot of the reason why fans love her so much is because she shows so much love to the fans. And because she gives so much, I think that sometimes they tend to take a little more than she does give. And I don't think that's fair. I think that just because you're willing to be more intimate and open and vulnerable with so many people in the world, after being ripped apart by the media for years, talking about her other relationships and having Kanye go on the stage and have her be disrespected by so many music publicists and reviewers, can't the people who really do like her at least let her life be a little bit easier by just laying off a little bit on the rumors and speculations and anger and sadness and despair? This could be one of the best things that has happened to Taylor in many years. And maybe she is happy about the breakup, that she can finally move on, but let her move on if you care about her. I think that's all I have to say. I know I'm going to get made fun of for how careful I tried to be on this video. I really don't want to make people angry. I'm just trying to cover stories that I think are interesting. My favorite Taylor Swift album, Folklore. Yeah, I think that would have to be it. But thank you for watching. If you want to watch more videos like this, I post them multiple places. I have a new podcast out with Abelina Sabrina. We talk about existentialism, death, religion, all the fun stuff. So you can check out that episode, leave a comment on it, see if you're interested. We did an episode with Jarvis last week. Very fun. So I think that's all I have to say. Interact with this video, share it with someone if you liked it, and that's it. Okay? I'll see you later.